Hello beautiful souls, welcome to my channel or welcome back. It's super nice to have you. I'm excited. We're going to do a different kind of reading this week, and this one is focused on the new year energy. And what we're going to do is go through each of the zodiac signs, and I'm going to pull a tarot card for the energy focus for the year, and we're going to use that in conjunction with the Work Your Light Oracle deck by Rebecca Campbell. I don't know if you guys have seen this deck, but I love it. It's been really awesome to work with tarot cards. So this reading is going to focus on each of the zodiac signs and what your energy or focused energy will look like for 2019. So as usual, take what works for you and take what resonates, and what doesn't, leave the rest behind, and know that you always have free will. If any of you guys do a New Year spread, you can also use this as a starting base for that spread as well. Think of it as your sort of energy focus or your center card as you work your way around the clock. Or calendar, I should say. So let's begin. I'm just going to give these guys a quick shuffle, and we're going to start with Capricorn energy, seeing as how it's the beginning of the year. So Capricorns, there we go. Capricorn energy, we are looking at the Tower. Oh, don't be too frightened. This can seem like a scary card going into the new year, and something that maybe you don't want to see, but what I'm getting from this is that it's more like you've really shaken off this Tower. So if you're embarking on something, this is actually going to be a fantastic start to the new year, because you're really ridding yourself of crap and stuff that is no longer serving you. The universe is shaking you out for something more. The oracle card that I pulled with it is you've been training for lifetimes, which is perfect to go with the Tower. It's the age of light. So whatever's going to shake you up at the beginning of this year, or anything that might come through, sweeping through in the year for you, know that this is your time. This is your moment to shine. Something big is going to come from this for you, which is awesome. So all your lifetime, what I'm getting is you've been planting these seeds for this moment, and if something big happens, you might not feel like you're ready for it, but know that you're ready for it. You're ready for this on a soul level, and you can do it. You have more strength than you probably believe that you do, and something beautiful is going to emerge from this. This is really about a very soul growthful year for you, Capricorn. So I am sending love and courage to you, and I'm excited to see what blossoms out of this, because I always find those darkest moments in life are when the brightest and most beautiful opportunities present themselves to us. I know it's not always easy when you're in the thick of things. It's hard to see through that, especially when there's a lot of emotional ties to something. But once you start to weave past that, I really feel like the universe has a lot of beauty in store for you. So I'm excited for you for this year. So awesome, Capricorn. Aquarius. I'm getting that this year is going to be a lot about making decisions in order for you to move forward. So if last year was sort of dredging your heels, not really sure, second guessing yourself, this year is you're being asked to snap into it and to start to make decisions and really sort and feel your way through it. This is about building your future. I pulled a card from Work Your Light, and we got the initiation, rite of passage. You're going somewhere sacred. So that's what I'm getting, is that you're really going to have to start making some sound decisions, and only when you can make the decisions can you have a trajectory that actually starts to build itself up. So you're planning for your future, but you're planning for it now in the decisions that you have to make. I'm personally a really firm believer that when we are feeling stuck and there's multiple decisions that lie in front of us, it can feel really, really scary sometimes to make the best decision for ourselves, but sometimes also not making a decision for ourselves can hold us back as well. That can feel just as sabotaging as making the wrong decision. So if you're ever feel like you're faced in, this crossroads, maybe start small. Make a small decision and see where that takes you. You don't have to take this giant leap of faith, but you are being asked this year to step into your decisions, and so that you can start to build your future and start to build this forward trajectory. And like this card says, you are on your way to somewhere secret. So those decisions are up to you, how you want to get there. Next card is for Pisces. The overall energy for the year is the Youth of Wands. So I'm getting this year is going to be a lot about growth in a creative way. So you are going fast, you're going to have a lot of intuitive hits, and it's really going to be up to you to listen to that and to you to be the driving force behind what you want to do with this energy and where you want to take it. So you're being asked to really tune into what your passions are, listen to what your guides are telling you, and listen to those what spirit is asking you to do. So if you get those big ideas, you're being asked to really chase them and try to follow them through and do it with a playful spirit. The Work Your Light card, it got take a break, life's work, not a season, get off the treadmill. So I love that with this card, because it's really what I'm getting is to it's stop spinning your wheels like a hamster, but start putting these things into action. So, and like I said before, it's bringing this playful energy into it. So if you're having these creative hits, don't drill into them like it's got to be done like it's yesterday. It's asking you to step into the journey and enjoy what it is that is being asked of you and what you can put out into the world. So if you have plans to build a new garden or sew a new sweater or whatever it is that feels like it's making your heart sing, you're being asked to step into that and enjoy it for what it is, and it's not like I've decided to knit myself a sweater and I can't wait to see what the sweater looks like, but the entire process of building the sweater has been so painful because you're just so entranced on getting to the end of the journey. So you're being really asked that whatever creative endeavors that you are going to step into this year, let them be part of your soulful journey. Let yourself enjoy them. So that's what I'm getting for you, Pisces. A lot of great creative stuff coming, and just step into it, embrace it, enjoy it. And just from a personal level, don't do it if you hate it. Just don't do it. Step away from it. I always find, even when I'm doing things that I really enjoy and I kind of hit a wall with them, and then I have to take a step back sometimes and go, if I'm not enjoying doing this and no one's forcing me to do this, why am I doing it at the moment? So I have to step back out of that, realign my focus, and come back to it with a different energy. And I usually find things unfold much more blissfully and joyfully that way. So that's how I feel the creative energy for you, my dear Pisces. Next we have Aries. Aries, I'm getting that this year is really going to be about cleaning up emotional patterns for you, thought patterns for you. It's really about digging into truths. So that's what I've got. So it's deciphering between truths of where you stand, between boundaries and the way things play out. It's about truths about how do you believe and perceive where other people are coming from. This year, this card is about stepping into your truth. It's stepping into the perception of other people's truths, and it's really about you finding out what works for you and what feels right for you and what feels good to you. So this isn't about what somebody else's perception is, what their truth might be. This is about what feels good and what feels right to you. So it's really being a year about learning how to discern between what is right and wrong for you, what is black or white for you, where the shades of gray are for you. It's really about navigating and stepping into what resonates with you really strongly. The Work Your Light card that I got with that one is Awakening. And it says, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, and integration, which perfectly goes so well with what we were just talking about with the Seven of Swords. This is really about truth. This is you waking up. This is you stepping into you. This is about you feeling good about you, your decisions, and really being able to look at the world around you and feeling really good about that and integrating in to you with a firm perspective of I stand strong in what I believe. So it's really waking up to that and really absorbing that and being comfortable with your decisions, who you are, which way you're going, why you do the things you do, why you tick, and how you react and act within your interactions with others. All right, Taurus. So Taurus, we pulled the Death card. So what I'm getting from this is that you're at the end of phases with something. I don't know what that necessarily looks like for you personally, but you are coming out full bloom out of something that has been sort of spinning for a while. So I'm getting that you're turning into sort of a new cycle in your life. This is not this isn't a short-term something. So let's say if you were having relationship connections that were spilling out in a certain way, you're going to hit a turning point, and the way that things were unfolding before is no longer going to unfold that way. So what I'm hearing is that you have really taken a growth process for yourself, so that old patterns are going to be left behind, whether that's in relationship, careers, whatever it is that's going to unfold for you this year. Know that things are going to start turning in a different direction for you than the way they have normally in the past. I pulled a Work Your Light card, and it says, fill up your well, retreat, rest, and refuel. So what I'm getting from that is just not to be hard on yourself when you are approaching things of a similar experience. Know that to embark on something new in this process, it's really, really important for you to take care of yourself, to fill yourself up, and to really give yourself a lot of love and compassion with the way you choose to approach things in the future, because you're going to be navigating from a different energy. So things aren't always going to look and feel the same for you, because they're not. You've completed a phase and you're stepping into something new. And whenever we step into something new, we have to really think of ourselves like a child learning to walk, or think of ourselves as like the first time you've ever done a project. The harder you are on yourself, that doesn't equal success in your new endeavor. So really, you're being asked to journey into these new experiences and the way that they're going to unfold with a lot of love and compassion for yourself, and just really fill yourself up and allow for a new unfolding. And once this new unfolding starts to occur, you're going to be able to experience life in a different way, and that's going to give you a new takeaway on how you can continue to build yourself forward. All right, that was Taurus. Gemini, we have the Youth of Pentacles. So I'm really getting, what just came to me is really this year is about standing your ground. It's about staying firm in who you are, staying firm in the growth that you have already achieved in this life. So whether that's through career, through love, through friendships, through self-growth, to stay strong in who you are, because you've done a lot of work. Like, you've done a lot of work. You've matured into a new lightness of being, and yet you're still very grounded in where you are in your presence here on earth. And let's pull a card from Work Your Light. So we've got Dance. Do something to shift your vibration, which I love that. I love, Geminis, we can swing both ways, back and forth with the pendulum. And what I'm getting is that even though you've grown a lot and this year is really going to be about standing strong, it's also not to get too stubborn that you are going into things with a very narrow mind. Oftentimes when we're planning and building and setting goals for a future, we want them to look a particular way. Now, I want you to stand strong and feel good in where you are headed and what has got you to this moment. But also be mindful that you need to open your mind to things sometimes. So just because you know that something has worked in a particular way one time or another, and you're going to keep building yourself in the same way, what you're being asked to is to stay grounded in what you know is strong, but to allow for some playful energy to come through that, allow your mind to be open a little bit more, and allow that energy to shift, because that is what will give you longer term growth. It's allowing other opportunities, options, and creativity to come into play with that in which you already know is so grounding and so strong energy for you. So don't get too stubborn. Stay firm in who you are and allow yourself room to be playful with how you move forward with yourself this year. Next is Cancer. All right, so Cancer energy, what I'm getting is that we've really, moving into this new year, they might not start off as strong or as proud or as joyful as you had hoped, but I don't want you to get stuck in that energy. If your year does start off that way, I want you to understand and realize that you're actually moving into a new place of hope. You're moving into a new place of lightness of being, and you're really going to start to come into alignment with who you are and what has unfolded for you either in 2018 or what unfolds for you going forward into 2019. You're going to have a better understanding of who you are, and you're going to really start to believe and take in the goodness of who you are. So you're being asked to just stay steady and to allow any emotional influxes that come through to really just allow them to move through you. The Work Your Light Oracle says, Pleiades, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. So I love that, because what I'm getting from these two cards together is that everything that you have learned and you have endured in tough moments in your life, tough experiences that you've been through, you're actually going to be able to take that energy and channel it into a new direction that's not only going to be able to serve you, but it's actually going to be able to serve those around you. Oftentimes, our biggest experiences in life, I find, are our biggest opportunities for growth. And what we learned through those experiences is something that is so blessed, and it is so pure because we've actually experienced it on a heartful, emotional, and mindful level, that it gives us a really good, true place to be able to speak from and to be able to pay those opportunities and that wisdom forward to those around us who aren't quite there yet. And those stories can be really healing for other people. So you're being asked to step into yourself and the acceptance of a situation and really learn from that, so that you're going to be able to pay forward whatever it is that you've gone through, and you're going to be able to spread some hope and joy and be of service that way. So Cancer, that's for you. Leo. Leo, this is looking like it's going to be a tough working year for you, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. This could be a lot of joy in finally finishing out those projects that you've been working so hard on, finally seeing your ideas through, finally seeing your passion come to life, and being able to grow moving forward, building on something that has already come to completion. And when I say completion in this, I'm not feeling like an end of a relationship kind of completion or end of a job kind of completion. What I'm thinking and feeling from this card is more like having stepped into something that has come to fruition for you. So whether if it's even just organizing your house, you know, to put everything away and you finally have everything in place and that feels right to you, it's that has come to a sense of completion for you. That way you can step forward and build on the next phase of things. So I'm getting the 10 of Wands is really, it's a completion of something that you've really been hoping will come to fruition finally. You've been working really hard on it. I feel like the light maybe gets lost a little bit and you're like, oh my gosh, I cannot see this, you know, happening. Maybe you've been looking for a home for a really long time and you're just like, gosh, this feels like it's a never-ending cycle. I can't find exactly what I want, and you've been really sort of breaking your back. That might be a lot of what's going on in 2018 for you. It might cycle into 2019 for you, but what I'm getting is that you're going to come to the completion phases of it, and it's going to be good. It's going to be good. The energy around that I get is really good, and the Work Your Light Oracle card I got is Star Mother, and it says, how can you mother yourself? So what the energy I'm getting from that is, it's pride. It's really be very proud of who you are and how far you've come. That felt very emotional to me. So you're really being asked to really, really take a lot of pride in yourself. What would your mother say to you if you had got to this point in your life where you have maybe felt like you were absolutely exhausted and not sure of what's going to come? How would she treat you? How would a mother's love feel to have that upon you, to know that all your efforts are finally going to be rewarded? Or in the opposite side of it, maybe you've realized that this just, whatever it is that you were so hell-bent on completing, just doesn't, you just decided that it didn't pan out. Treat yourself with mother's love, no matter which way things go for you, and just stay strong. So I'm really getting that your focus this year is going to be a lot about love and compassion, Leo. Virgo. We got the Child of Cups. What a playful and joyful energy. I'm getting that this year is going to really be about wrapping your head around about feeling a new emotion or diving into what that emotion might mean for you on a different level. If you're somebody who doesn't deal with the emotion anger very well, you're going to be somebody who's going to start to maybe get curious about what that is and what that looks like. Same goes for emotion of sadness or emotion of happy. If you're somebody who doesn't allow yourself to be as happy and joyful about the celebrations because you don't think that you deserve it, what I'm getting is that this is going to be a new opportunity for you to be able to look at your situations and what goes on for you, and to be able to step into a new emotion and be able to be okay with feeling that emotion, or at the very least being okay about exploring that emotion. It's an amazing opportunity for you this year. I'm from Work Your Light Oracle. I got the Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? So I get that more as an internal thing. So how are you going to step up and lead yourself through this journey this year? How are you going to step up and be okay with your emotions this year? How are you going to step up and explore and be curious and really playful about who you are and why you react and act the way you do? I know something for me, I can be hard on myself when things aren't perfect or they're not exactly the way that they are meant to be, and frustration around that is an emotion for me that's very difficult to process, because it's hard for me to let things go when they're not totally 100% perfection. And I've really had to play around and get curious about what that could look like, or how there could be some humor or laughter in that. And that's something that's really challenged me. And that's what I'm kind of getting, is just, it's an opportunity to explore a different type of emotion and see it from a different perspective of this year. And when you can really step into that energy, you can lead yourself into seeing a life from a whole new perspective. So what a fun year for you, this Virgo. and Libra. So we got the Child of Wands, lots of exploration, explorative energy I'm getting this year. So Libra, the Child of Wands, what I'm getting is that this is going to be a year about exploring your passions, what excites you, what do you want to step into, what you're curious about. Are you curious about why people tick the way they do? Are you curious about what it's like to ice skate because you've never tried it? Are you curious even what makes you curious and what makes you excited? I'm really getting that it's time to get playful with this energy, and you're really being asked to. I get such a lighthearted feeling when I see this card. It's wonderful. It's like you're really being asked to step into your joy. Find what makes you happy. This is going to be a year of exploring different things. So when I say this isn't a year to get after yourself about what your passions and joy and all these things should be, and maybe you're feeling confused and you don't know how to step into it and what that looks like. You're being asked to just come at this like a playful little child that has seen paints for the first time or building blocks for the first time, and you're being asked to just have fun with this, and beauty will unfold from this. I think that's such a joyful card for this year. Excuse my I said a lot of them this video. The Work Your Light card that I got is Trust Your Path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? And that's such a nice and beautiful blend card to go with the Youth or Child of Wands. So you're super being encouraged just to trust your path, trust your joy, and follow your bliss this year. Figure out what makes your heart sing and figure out what maybe makes you tick, because if you are being truly supported and you truly do believe that the universe is behind you 100%, why shouldn't you be exploring? Why shouldn't you be curious about the way things are, especially when there's a whole lot of energy, ancestral energy, that's stepping behind you and just wants to see you have some fun. So that is a fabulous card for this year for you, Libra. Scorpio. Ooh, we're running up on all the court cards here. We've got the Mother of Cups energy for you, Scorpio. So I'm getting that I love this. I'm getting that this year is really going to be about tending to yourself. It is going to be about a lot of compassion for you, Scorpio. If you've been hard on yourself, all your life, if 2018 was an incredibly difficult emotional year for you, you're really being asked to step into this mother energy and just to embrace that, allowing your wounds to heal, being okay with who you are. I'm getting this really like matriarchal feeling from this card with you. So it's really stepping into the goddess, the queen for you gentlemen out there. It's getting in touch with that feminine side and being okay with it. And it's sharing that with the world in a different way. I'm getting that this card is really asking you to step out into the world with who you are, in bravery and in emotional strength. So it's like if you're somebody who is always afraid to cry because that shows weakness, you're being asked to like step into the world and allow yourself to be okay with crying, because through your emotional actions and growth, you can teach others that it's okay also to live life in a different perspective. So I know a good example of this is I have a friend that's she has a tough time crying, and she has learned over the years that it's not a sign of weakness, and that when she cries, it helps release some stuff from her, and it also sends an emotional cue to those around her to be able to step up and step in towards her in a different way. So what I'm getting is embrace this goddessness of who you are and embrace your emotions, and really you're being asked, I think, almost in a way to be a teacher of what you've learned and how you express your emotions. And I'm not talking about that firecracker Scorpio zip emotion that some of us can experience. I'm talking about tapping into that softer side, that really beautiful goddess feminine energy. And gentlemen, if you're listening to this, that can be tough, I think, for guys to step into that energy and be okay with that. And you're being asked to be a leader in this direction. The Work Your Light card that I just got is align your life. What is no longer in alignment with who you truly are. And again, I think that works perfectly with this card, and I think that energy, we've talked about it, and I think that really is explorative and showing how you can step in with your light and show a different, softer, more beautiful side of who you are, and you can really teach through what you've learned. All right, Sagittarius, last but not least, thanks for holding on. Great end of the year card, great beginning of the year card, I should say. We've got the Magician. So this year is really going to be a soul growth year for you. This is really about jumping in and aligning your intentions with where you want to go. I'm getting that you have spent a lot of hours, a lot of back time, a lot of this lifetime preparing for this year and what opportunities are going to present themselves to you. So it's knowing that you have the tools, the resources, the action, and the dedication to see things through. It's about allowing yourself to listen to those intuitive hits, listen to what's coming, listen to what your heart's calling for, and really step into it. So I feel like this year is going to be a big year about manifestation. It's going to be a good year of really setting the seeds and setting the stage for what you want to see unfold in your life. And the Work Your Light card that I got it's perfect. Leap. You go first. The universe will catch you. And I love that because that's exactly what I think you're being called to do. You're being called into action this year. You're being called to intentional intention this year. So not the hopes and dreams and fantasies that you think will appear, but you're actually being called to be clear with your intentions and clear with what energy you're setting for this year, clear about how you're going to step into things, and clear about how you're going to make it happen and to take the leap of faith. So if you've been sitting on something and not really suring and not really humming and hawing over something, you're asked to leap into it. The universe has your back. It has all of your backs, by the way. But it is telling you that if you're getting those really strong hits, just to, listen to what your guides are saying to you, listen to what your heart is saying to you, and take a leap of faith and go forward. We can do that in baby steps if we need to, and we can do this in secure ways that don't cause this extra struggle, but we can intentionally move forward step by step, planning for a better now and for our future selves. So awesome manifestation card for you, Sagittarius, for the year. So if all of you are still here, I just want to say thank you for joining me. I'm sorry my voice is so croaky here. It's winter, and I think it's because the heat's cranked in the house, and I'm not usually used to that. So I just want to say thank you for joining me. Thank you for all your love and support over 2018. It's been a new journey coming onto YouTube. There's a lot of things that have unfolded, and I've met a lot of beautiful, beautiful souls, and I am just really excited and really proud and so honored that you join me here on this channel. So I want to wish you so much love and joy going into 2019. I hope that it is your best year yet, and I hope it's filled with abundance of love, joy, and peace for all of you. So I hope you enjoy the holidays ahead, and if it's not your thing, I hope that they pass by really quickly for you. Love and light to you all, and we'll see you next week. Bye.